and function, tissues can be classified as epithelial tissues, connective tissue. Third is muscular tissue, and fourth is called nervous tissues. And it can be classified on the basis of, briefly classified on the basis of their origin and function. And what is that? So basically, epithelial tissues are ecto, meso, endodermal in origin. Remember, all the three germinal layers are involved in the formation of epithelial tissues. That is ecto, meso, endodermal. That's right. If we talk about connective tissues, mostly connective tissues are mesodermal in origin. Mostly connective tissues are mesodermal in origin, and the muscular tissues are also mesodermal in origin. And if we talk about nervous tissues are ectodermal in origin. That's all about their origin. If we talk about the functional part of these tissues in brief, epithelial tissues are termed as either covering structure, covering epithelia, or it can be called glandular epithelia. So all kind of tissues, organs covering, like the covering of skin, the covering of blood vessels, the covering of coelomic cavity, any kind of exposed surface that are covered with the epithelial parts. So epithelia mainly covers the internal or external areas of body organs, or the inner lining of blood vessels, etc. And all kind of glands, that may be exocrine gland or endocrine glands, that are the part of epithelial tissues only. So we can say the first part is covering, the protection part, and the second part is its glandular activities. That's fine. Although epithelia are also involved in the part of secretion, filtration, and all these kind of activities. And also we talk about the glands. The glands may be endocrine or exocrine, that are the part of epithelia only. If we talk about the connective tissue, that is mesodermal in origin, the functional part of connective tissue is attachment and support. Attachment and support of the body organs. Second, the storage, like adipose tissues that store the fat. The third part is called the immunity also. The blood cells, lymphocytes, and all that parts are the part of fluid connective tissue. So we can say connective tissues are associated with the attachment and the support of the body parts, the body organs, storage part, and the defense system, that is our immunity. That's fine. And if we talk about the muscular tissues, muscular tissues provides a kind of activity that is required for movement and locomotion. If animal try to move from one place to another place, they need some kind of uh, structure that facilitate the part of movement and locomotion. So basically muscular tissues that are also mesodermal in origin, that provides a process like movement and locomotion, as well as the we generate heat also in the shivering. Why we shiver in the cold time? Shivering occurs, and what is shivering? Shivering is the a forceful contraction of voluntary muscles. So we can say muscular tissues also generate heat to maintain or to raise our body temperature. So second part, to generate heat. It's the muscular tissues, and the nervous tissues that are ectodermal in origin. Nervous tissues basically detect the change, that any kind of change that is internal or external, or we can, that is the stimulus. It detects the change that is the stimulus, that may be internal or external, and according to that that change, that stimulus, nervous tissues generate electrical impulse or nerve impulse to coordinate our different functioning of body parts, to maintain our internal homeostasis. So we can say nervous tissues detect the change, and that change may be internal or external. And after that detection, nervous tissues generate a kind of nerve impulse to coordinate our body activity and to maintain, and that activity finally maintains our internal balance, or called internal homeostasis. So remember, nervous tissues detect any kind of internal or external change, that is called stimulus, and accordingly, after the detection, our nervous tissues generate nerve impulse, and the response of that nerve impulse, our body organs work, and that body organs finally provides us internal homeostasis. So these are the brief information regarding different type of tissues and their origin. That's fine. Now we have to see in details what are the different kind of tissues and its distribution and its function. So first of all, we have to start with the epithelial tissues. So let's see what are epithelial tissues.